Venn diagram. The three set problem. If set A, B, and C are subset of the universal set as given below. Let me draw the sets down here so that they can clearly be seen critically. So I draw my circle simply. Another session intertwines, and this is the third session. So I drew my line to make sure that all section of the set is covered. Okay, good. So here is set A, and this is set B, and this is set C. Good. Now, where they are intersecting, here is, let's give this small place A, small a, let here be X, then let here be B, and let here be D. Okay, so A, B, D, and in between is X. Then we have our universal set here. Good. So we can say that A, set A, B, and C are all subset of U. Anytime we have such a relation, then we can deduce that the universal set U in this regard is equals to the summation of the three major sets. The summation of the summation of the three major sets. So the three major sets are A plus B plus C. Then we subtract the smaller sets. The smaller sets are minus A minus B minus D. Then we add the X aspect, all the three intersection, plus X. Okay, good. Now when we go further, so you can see from here, we've got minus A minus B minus D. They all have a common factor of -1. So you factor the -1 out. So in that regard, I'm going to get U, come back here, U here to be equal to A plus B plus C, then minus into brackets. Let me make the bracket bigger. A plus B plus D, you close the brackets, plus X. Okay, good. At this point, we want to make X the subject. We want to make X the subject. So in this case, we have to let this X stand alone. So how do we let X stand alone? Making X stand alone is at the point of lifting the entire body as a block. That means A, B, C minus into bracket A plus B plus D also out. So taking it as in a block, I'm just going to indicate it here. This is a whole body, it is positive. So when it crosses the equal sign, it's going to be negative. Now I'm lifting the entire thing as one block. So lifting it as one block, it will come to the other end of the equation and becomes negative, making X the subject. So in that case, when I come down further, good, let me go back. I'm going to get my X here to be equal to the universal set is what remains there minus Then I bring the block as I lifted it. I've got, let me lower it, A plus B plus C minus, I bring the smaller bracket, A plus B plus D. Let me go up. Good. So we've gotten something like this as our equation. Now let me close the bracket. Good. At this instance, so we can use this one to solve a certain type of question. This formula can only be used to solve the following type of questions. So one, we said at least everybody must take part of the distribution. Everybody must take part of the distribution. Means that each and everyone is doing at least one of the three items, or the number who are not taking part must be known. Let's say in a class of 50 are supposed to be given integrated science, core maths, and geography books. That day, 5 of the students were absent. It means that the number that are not in the class are known. So if I strike the 5 from the 50, I'll be left with 45. So 45 will be my distribution, but still my universal set must be 50. So with this case, you know that if they are 50 and 5 are absent, then I will be able to still use this formula by first subtracting the 5 from the 50 to get the 45. We look at that one when we are taking a major question. 2, the value of the universal set must be known. Yes, when you have the value of the universal set, you can use this method to be able to solve any related question with it. Then the third one is the values of the three major sets must the values of the three major sets must also be known. The three major sets, what are the three major sets? We got A, we got B, we got C. So these are the three major sets as I'm underlining them. Good. Must also be known. So if you have them, then you know that you are gearing towards this. Now 4, the values of all the three of the two major intersections must also be known. Now these ones are exactly 2, but they come with X inclusive. A, B. So if let's go to the set a little bit. Now if I look at this set, look at where I'm going to move. Along this line, what do I see? Is intersection of what? A and B. And what do I have? A and X here. That is A intersection B. So A intersection B is known. Another way around, I also have moving from this lane, got it, moving on it smoothly. Good. What I have here is also what? B and C. That is B intersection C, which also contain X. So this one must also be given. And last not the least, also we've got this. Judging it from here, looking at the movement of my hand on the cursor, means that we got here to the last one, which is D and what? X. That is A and C, A intersection C. So the X is inclusive, but during the equation, we simplify and factorize, bring X out as the subject. So these three of the two major sets are given. So when you have this, then that means this formula is applicable. And last not the least, the values of all the three intersection X must be unknown. As a matter of fact, you are solving for X, so that one will be unknown. Let us take a past question. Let's say this question. So sculpture, graphics, and leather workbooks were shared for 65 students in a class. 65 students in a class. Of these, 28 had sculpture books, 30 had graphic books, and 32 had leather workbooks. 11 had sculpture and graphic books, 12 had sculpture and leather workbooks, and 9 had graphics and leather workbooks. Find the number of students who um, had, I think there must be had there. Let me do the correction. So find the number of students who had all three books. Exactly two books. Only one book. Good. From the question, we can see we have been given some very important items that we are looking out for to be able to solve. First, we were trying to see whether we will get the universal set, and we said um, the books were shared for 65 students in a class. That is the total number of students in the class were 65. That is the universal set. Good. Adding to it, we have 28 had sculpture books, 30 had graphic books, and 32 had leather workbooks. So the three major sets have also been given. Go on. 11 had sculpture and graphics. These are two. Okay. Then 12 had sculpture and leather works, and 9 had graphics and leather works. So you can see these are the three of the two intersections. So the three of the two intersections, they are 11, 12, and 9. Then we are being asked to find all the three. That is x unknown. We already know our formula, so we know what to do. Then we just come on. So let us see how we handle this question. Okay, so we go to solution. We just have to prove to Y that we know because their motto says we know you know, so you let us know you know. So we start by saying let U be equals to universal set. So the universal set is equals to a set of what? 65 students. Good. The next on the line is those that are doing sculpture. So S for sculpture. So S over here. Okay. So S equals to sculpture sculpture and sculpture is equals to I do my braces. How many are doing sculpture? They are 28. So we write 28 down here. 28 students. Good. So our next on the line is we have graphic books. So G for graphics. Graphic books. And how many for graphic books? My braces. Say 30 had graphic books. So 30 students. I close my braces. Okay. So my next one is leatherworks. So L for leatherworks. Okay. So leather work books. And this one is equals to How many had leatherworks? 32 students. Okay, braces again. Let me design my braces very well. Good. So we enter the other details like S to represent sculpture. So during my solution guide, anytime I bring S in, the S is representing sculpture, and we have got 28 students who had sculpture books. We also had graphics. There were 30 students who had graphic books. Then leatherworks, 32 students. That is in all. Good. Going further, so we have been able to see the major values. Now, S intersection G, that means sculpture and graphics. 11 students had sculpture and graphics. Then we also have 12 students who also have sculpture and what? Leatherworks. That is 12. Then graphics and leatherworks equals to 9. Then X equals the number of students who had all the three books. So we are going to look for that number. So we draw the diagram must be drawn twice. When you're using this approach, always remember that diagram must be drawn twice. The first diagram is called the sketch Venn diagram, and the second one is called the revised Venn diagram. So I'll move up to look out for space. So I just draw my first diagram, my circle as usual. Then you are using freehand to draw. We are not looking at how beautiful your drawings are, but just that you are able to make space. This is it. So you now create your rectangle in which you are going to put. Okay, good. Then we got sculpture for S, which is 32, 28 rather. Let's go back to the top and we see what is the sculpture is how many 28 students, so it's not 32 but rather 28. Let's maintain it at this very point so that we enter. So sculpture 38. Now go to graphics, and graphics is 30. Good. Let's close it. 30. Then we come to leatherworks. Leatherworks also is 32. Okay, good. Then we come to the actual set. This place is where all the three are. So we have got our X here. Then we move a little bit up. Now look at, I'm going to make a movement. So let us observe it. Now coming down here, looking at the section from here where I'm moving. The whole set is sculpture and graphics. And we see sculpture and graphics is 11. Out of the 11, we have got X here. So this place is occupying X. So what will be left here will be 11 minus X. So that is what it means. Good. When we come down again, so sculpture, we got the 11 from the question. We were told that sculpture and graphics is 11. Okay, so we look at graphics and leatherworks. So this is got, let's look at trace the sets also. Got graphics and leatherworks. This is the general value of graphics and leatherworks. And this one we say it is 9. But out of the 9, this section is X. So it means that I'm left with this section will be 9 minus what? X. So when I take the minus sign um, here, if I take S from 9, I'm going to get my graphics and leatherworks only. The next one we go to is the last session. That is also sculpture and leather works. See, I'm following the line. And from the question, we said sculpture and leather works is 12. So it's 12 and part, this section is X. It means that I'm left with 12. Here will be 12 minus X. Good. The remaining values, I can just put here to be A, then I can go here and put B here, then I can come down here and put C here. I go outside my set and the sign I used for the universal set was U. So this is my universal set and it is 65 students. Let me do it. Okay, so now we have been able to finish our diagram. Let us go on straight. Unlike the previous diagram, we use ABC. This time around, it's not ABC, but the diagram, we've gotten S, we've gotten G, and we've gotten L. The universal set is still the universal set, and we are going to look for S. So wherever we see A, the three major sets are S, G, and L. So we just write our X here. Okay, allocate my X here. My X here now is going to be equal to the universal set first. The universal set first. Okay, so the universal set is U minus, just remember the formula, minus, you open a larger bracket, we got this time S, not A, plus L plus G minus, already we have put B, A, and C in between here, so I'm just going to use other values like U is there, so Q, you can change it, they are letters, so a variable, so you can change it and put in, so Q, R, then plus, let's say V, where the Q, R, V in this regard are the values that are supposed to be obtained at this session, that session here. So we go down and then bring in what is required. We are still looking for X. As a matter of fact, we know the value of the universal set. The universal set is what? 65. Then minus, I bring my bracket here. Good. Got S is 28 plus L is 30 plus G, sorry, G is 30, L is 32, L is 32, L is 32, not 30, L is 32, L is 32, and G is 30. Good. Then minus. Now we are going to consider those small boxes. Yeah. And what do we have there? This time all the X has been factorized. So you are going to only pick the numbers. Like here, it's 11 minus X, but the X has already been brought here. So we don't need to still bring 11 minus X again, but we only write 11. Then we come down again. So I write 11. My next point is I have 11 plus 9 plus, just put it in any order, 12. Close it. Good. Then sum all to get the value of X. So let's continue with our addition. We have got our X back online, equals to 65. All right, 65. Then minus. Now, still in the bracket. Now, 28 plus 32 is going to give me 60. Plus 30 will be 90. So I've got 90 here minus. We are coming to the smaller bracket. 11 plus 9 is 20 plus 12 will be 32. So we're going to have 90 minus 32. What are we going to have? 90 from 32 is going to give me take if you take 30 from 90, you'll be left with 62. And if you take, sorry, you'll be left with 60. So if you take 2 from 60, you'll be left with what? 58. So I'm going to get what? 58. So bring my s down. So x here will be equal to 65, which is already out, minus after working out what is at the top. So we're going to get 58. 58. So if I take 65 from 58, I'm going to get the whole thing. Let me revise it at this point. Okay, so we now take 58 from 65, and we got x at this point here. We're going to get our x here to be equals to 7. So if x is 7, we can now draw our revised diagram, then answer any question that we have been asked. Good. So at this point, we try to create a way here to be able to draw our revised diagram. So we create a way, a path here. So within this, I'm going to draw my revised diagram. Okay, so I have it, the point here. One nice circle, another one, and the third one. So I'll put this one in rectangle, different from the one I did at first. I bring my universal set symbol here, that is 65. Then I scribe on top revised, then diagram. So this is my S, and S is 28. Then here is my G, and G is 30, and this is my L, and my L is 32. 32. I've now gotten my x to be equals to 7. Realize the top here was 11 minus x. So if 11 minus s and s is 7, then it means that this place is going to be what? 4. Good. And this place too is 9 minus x. Now x is 9, x is 7. So I'll take 7 from, let's come to it. See, there is it. 9 minus x. So I'm going to get this section here to be what? 2. Good. Likewise, the part here, this is 12 minus x. So I'm going to get the 12 minus x. And since x is 7, I will take it from 12 and I'll be left with 5. Good. Now going further, if you consider this set, everything in the set, look at, I'm on the set, sum up to 28. That is the value here, 28. So let us see. 4 plus 7 will give me 11. Plus 5 will give me 11 plus 5 will give me what? 16. So if I subtract 16 from 28, you subtract 16 from 28, you are going to get here to be equals to 12, in such a manner that when you add everything in the set, like you have everything here, when you add everything, you're supposed to get the value of the set, that everything you are adding. See, as I'm here, when I add 12 plus 4, 16, then 16 plus 12 is going to give me what we call 28. Good. Likewise here too, when we add, look at the set G. The set G is following this line. This is set G. Looking at it on a trace, this is set G, and everything on set G is 30. So out of the 30, this place is 4. This place is 7. So 4 plus 7 will give me 11. Plus 2 will give me 9. Plus whatever is here must give me what? 30. So 11 plus 2 give me 13. Take 13 from 30, and you are going to be left with what? 17. So I've got 7 here. So my 7 is so big. Let me reduce it. Okay, so we are on the last set, and that is set L. So set L. So looking at it, everything in this set is going to give me a total value of what? 32. And what am I capturing? You can see I'm capturing this very 5 and 7, and also I'm capturing 2. So when I add 5 plus 7 will give me 12, plus 2 will give me 14. I subtract 14 from 32, and I'll be left here to be 18. That is 1 and 8. For you to be sure that what you have done is correct before you start answering the question, try and add all the figures in the set to see if it is not up to 65, then everything you've done is wrong. So I will start adding. I'll start taking it from here. 12 plus 4 will give me 16. 16 plus 7. 16 plus 7. So we start adding. Now we have got 12 plus 4. 12 plus 4 will give me 16, plus 7 is going to give me 16 plus 7 will give me 23, plus 5 will be 28. 28 plus 2 will be 30. So 30 plus 18 will be 48, plus 17 equals 35. So everything is right. So at this point, we can now try our best to answer the questions that we have been asked. Let's go and check the questions. Okay, so we come here. The first question says, how many do all the three? Add all the three books. So that is X. You have to first indicate because you are finishing. So just solution is I equals to all three. X here equals to 7. For that one, we have totally solved. Then we got I is exactly 2. How many had exactly 2? Now let us go to the board. Let us go to our board. This now is 1. When we come to the board, we realize that over here, exactly 2, we got this 4, the figure here. Let me use a different ink to make it more clear. Let me use blue now. Good. So if you look at this point here, where I'm using blue, you can see it is the intersection between um, sculpture and you got sculpture and graphics. So it's an intersection over there. When we come here, we got um, intersection for graphics and leatherworks. So it's also two. When we come here, intersection of sculpture and also leatherworks. So talk of exactly two, we are talking about what? Those ones that are here, there, and there. They are exactly two. The middle is all the three. The middle is all the three. So this place is exactly two. So exactly two, we're going to have, let me change my writing ink again. Okay. So see exactly two equals to 4 plus 2 plus 5. What are these kids? Okay, so the last one is exactly one subject. So that is the last one. Let's get it here. I, which is exactly one subject. So talk of exactly one subject. Now we know all three. So if this place is all three, and this section where I've marked blue is exactly two, then you can see exactly one. Let me use white ink. Exactly one will be those that are outside here, and this section two is exactly one. I'm just using different inks so that you can distinguish them. And this section two is exactly one. So the exactly one, it means that this section is only leatherworks. Now only sculpture and only graphics. So that section is going to give me um what do I have? I've got 12. I've got 1 to 12. This 1 2 plus 18 plus 17 equals to, so I've got 30, 32, 40, 47. So I'm going to get 47 to be those that are doing exactly um, one subject. Okay, so in all, if you add exactly one, exactly two, and all the three, you must still get a 65. You can prove it to see. Now, this is 11 plus what do we have? 47. It's going to give me 58 plus 7 will still give me 65, which is equivalent to the universal set. Good. Our next lesson will be looking at the alternate aspects. So for now, let us end the lesson here.